The orange sun cast long shadows across the crystalline surface of Proxima Centauri b, painting the alien landscape in hues of amber and gold. Ian Stone, dressed in his black stealth suit that left his muscular arms bare, stood at the edge of a cliff overlooking a vast valley of iridescent crystal formations. His rugged features and confident bearing marked him unmistakably human among the various alien species that now populated this recently colonized world. "You're going the wrong way again," came a melodious voice tinged with amusement. "I swear, you humans have the worst sense of direction in the galaxy." Ian turned to face his guide, Wera, a striking blue-skinned humanoid whose dark hair cascaded like a waterfall of midnight. Her form-fitting outfit left little to the imagination, but Ian had learned early that her beauty was matched only by her deadly efficiency. "I thought you enjoyed watching me get lost," he said with a grin. "Gives you more chances to show off your superior knowledge of the terrain." Wera rolled her eyes, a gesture she'd picked up from him. "The artifact's signal is from the eastern ridge. You're heading west, you brilliant specimen of humanity." "Maybe I just wanted to admire the view," he replied, letting his gaze linger on her a little too long. They'd been partners for 3 standard months, tracking down pre-civilization relics for the Galactic Heritage Foundation. The chemistry between them was undeniable, but they'd kept it professional. Mostly. As they crossed the glittering plain, Wera's scanner began to beep faster. "We're close. The energy signature is unlike anything I've seen before." Rounding a massive crystal spire, they stopped short. Embedded in a block of black stone that seemed to absorb all light was a sword. Its blade glowed from within, pulsing like a heartbeat, ancient symbols etched along its length. "Holy, that's not your average artifact," Ian breathed. "According to records," Wera said, "this thing has been here since before the first colonization wave. Every species that found it tried to remove it. Even quantum manipulation tech failed." Ian stepped closer, watching the sword's glow intensify as he approached. "Has anyone tried just pulling it out?" Wera laughed. "Please tell me you're not serious." "The greatest minds in the galaxy have." Ian wrapped his hand around the hilt. Light exploded across the valley. Blue energy arced like lightning, the ground trembled, and the air itself seemed to hum. "Ian," Wera gasped. "What did you do?" He looked back at her, the glow reflecting in his eyes. "I haven't done anything yet." He pulled. The sword slid free as if it had been waiting for him all along. The blade's energy pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat. Wera's scanner went wild, struggling to process the readings. "This is impossible. It's responding to your biology, almost as if." A blinding flash hit Ian's vision. Images flooded his mind, vast starships bearing the same markings, humans in ancient armor wielding weapons that reshaped reality, the rise and fall of a galactic empire long forgotten. "Ian." Wera's voice dragged him back. Her cool hand steadied him. "Your eyes, they were glowing." "I saw things," he muttered. "A human empire, before recorded history." A distant whine cut the air. "Planetary security," Wera warned. "They must have detected the surge. We need to move." They ran across the alien terrain, the sword's glow dimming to avoid detection. The visions haunted Ian, but so did the feeling that the weapon had chosen him. "You're thinking too loud," Wera whispered as they hid behind a crystalline ridge. "Want to share? Would you believe me if I said humans once ruled the stars?" Her smile was faint. "After watching you pull that sword, I might." Boots crunched nearby. A patrol swept past, unaware. "This isn't just an artifact anymore," she murmured. "That sword could rewrite everything we know." Another wave of visions surged through Ian, ancient facilities hidden across the galaxy, dormant, waiting. "We need to get off-world. The Foundation can't have this." Wera nodded. "My ship's 2 clicks east. Think you can keep up?" "Always." They sprinted across the glowing valley, slipping through patrols as if the sword itself guided them. At her ship, a sleek stealth vessel, Wera took the pilot's seat while Ian secured the blade. "Where to?" she asked. He closed his eyes, letting the sword's pulse guide him. A storm-shrouded world appeared in his mind. "I know a place, but you're not going to like it." The Crimson Sector lived up to its name. Swirling red gas clouds, pirate territory, and death traps for most ship. But Wera wasn't most pilot. "Pirates control everything between here and that storm world," she said, hands dancing over the controls. "Usually." Ian raised a brow. She smirked. "I've never done it with a human carrying a mythical glowing sword before." Another vision struck him. Massive battles fought in these very clouds, ancient human warships clashing with darkness incarnate. Suddenly, alarms screamed. 3 ships emerged from the crimson haze, Ravagers. "They collect trophies," Wera said grimly. "Usually body parts." "Charming." As the first volley hit, Wera yelled, "There's a maintenance shaft, pressure suit inside." "I love it when you get creative," Ian said, already moving. Moments later, he was blasted into open space, the sword blazing in his grip. Guided by instinct or memory, he swung. A blade of energy extended from the weapon, slicing clean through a pirate ship's engine. It spiraled into another, both vanishing in fire. Wera's voice crackled in his comms. "That was the hottest thing I've ever seen." "Flirt later," he grunted, dodging debris. The last pirate ship closed in, broadcasting across channels. "The human with the energy blade, our collectors will pay handsomely for him." "Sorry," Ian called back. "I'm already spoken for." With Wera's help, he unleashed a final, devastating pulse from the sword, a gravimetric shockwave that crushed the ship into a singularity. She retrieved him through the airlock. The moment he removed his helmet, she pulled him into a breathless kiss. "That," she whispered, "was for saving my life. And this, another kiss slower, is for everything else." They reached the storm world, a planet of perpetual lightning and roaring winds. "No one's ever landed there," Wera said, awed. "That's because they weren't supposed to," Ian replied. "The storms are a defense system. The ancient humans built them. And you plan to get through?" He smiled. "With your help." Together, they channeled the sword's energy through the ship. Lightning parted before them, carving a tunnel through chaos. At the heart of the storm lay a city, massive spires of alien human architecture untouched by time. "The last bastion," Ian whispered. "Where they made their final stand." Inside, the facility responded to his presence, lighting their path. Holograms revealed a forgotten history. Humans, the first guardians of the galaxy, protectors of younger races. Then came the invasion. Entities of pure void, darkness that devoured worlds. They reached a hangar filled with dormant warships, the last fleet. "The sword's the key," Wera said. "Not just the sword," Ian replied softly. "It needs more, it needs love." The sword glowed brighter as they embraced, understanding dawning between them. Their bond was the catalyst. The fleet awakened, ship by ship, engines humming after millennia of silence. A hologram appeared, an ancient human commander. DNA recognition confirmed. Emotional resonance verified. "Welcome home, children of Earth. The last fleet awakens at your command." Wera smirked. "Do I get to be your first officer?" Ian laughed. "You've been in command since the day we met." But the awakening drew attention. Dozens of fleets arrived, Federation, pirates, independent factions, all demanding control. Ian stood on the bridge of the flagship Dawn's Promise, sword in hand. Wera stood beside him. "Everyone wants a piece of humanity's legacy," he muttered. Before he could speak, the sword's energy flared again, visions of new tiers opening in space. The void was returning. He opened a channel to all ships. "This isn't a weapon to claim. It's a warning. The real enemy is coming." The sword projected a massive hologram of the encroaching darkness. "Our ancestors didn't build this to rule, but to protect. Humanity's strength isn't domination, it's unity. Wera stepped forward. I've seen his heart. This isn't about conquest. It's about love. The fleets hesitated, then one by one aligned beside the last fleet as the first tear opened. From the rift poured an abomination of geometry and shadow. Together? Wera asked, her hand in his. Always, he said. The fleets fired. The void entity shrieked. Ian felt the sword pulling him back to the surface. There's something more, it's trying to show me. Deep beneath the city, they found a vast crystalline core, the heart of light. A hologram spoke. It draws its power from two sources, the Guardian's bloodline and a bond of genuine love with another species. Wera took Ian's face in her hands. Then let's show them what real love can do. Their kiss ignited the heart. Light consumed the chamber, then the planet. Above, beams of pure energy erupted from the surface, annihilating the void entity and sealing the rift. When the brilliance faded, Ian and Wera stood together amid quiet radiance. That, she said breathlessly, was one hell of a kiss. He smiled. Think we convinced them? She looked up through the transparent ceiling at the fleets holding formation. I'd say so, but maybe we should demonstrate again, just to be sure. Soon, leaders from across the galaxy gathered around a crystalline table in the ancient city, now reborn. The hearts of light aren't weapons, Ian said, projecting a galactic map dotted with glowing points. They're guardians, each one requiring human and alien unity to awaken. Together, they form a network of protection. You're proposing a new galactic order, an admiral said. I'm proposing we remember what we once were, Ian replied. Humanity's greatest power was never conquest, it was connection. Wera's hand found his. One heart of light, powered by one bond, saved the galaxy. Imagine what hundreds could do, together. The sword pulsed, sending a wave of warmth through the chamber. The galaxy, once fractured by fear and greed, began to dream of unity again, rekindled by the love of one human and one alien, and the ancient light of a sword that remembered when humanity ruled not through power, but through compassion. The last fleet had awakened. The Guardians had returned.